Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. My name is Wyatt Tabbert, and this is my level balance testing data analysis video. Um, Quickly, I'm just going to glance like this is my last level, and then the level that I did my hypothesis on was my short level, and now back to the data analysis video. So for my week one balance video, I had 5 different people. A few of them were for sure gamers, others were a lot less experienced. I got a pretty good combination: 2 beginners, 2 advanced, and only 1 intermediate. The results did bring some patterns across. For example, my friend Brian, he had ran the fastest time, and he's also advanced. And my cousin Austin, he had the second fastest, and he's also advanced. They play video games a lot. And then a few of my family members, they did it. They're not avid gamers, and it took them quite a while. For example, Ken had actually went overtime, and it was a pretty big struggle for him. And as you can see, his difficulty rating on there was a 2 versus ones for even Debbie. So it was just an interesting thing. Caleb actually, another interesting thing is that Caleb actually struggled a little bit with it in the beginning just because I think it took him a bit just to understand. So anyways, with that being said, the same thing that I had, the traps and the jumps, I noticed that it only amplified the further on. So then the times for the people that didn't know how to game very well, their times would start to distance even more. So and then further and further and further, they would just when it got to the long one, when it was the most challenging and these changes weren't made, their times were a lot longer. So to simply measure that, I had I guess before I go to that, so anyways, yeah, I recorded that information in the smooth run, no hesitation in that. But some people were moving very cautiously after they had died. Then they would kind of move very, very slow so they could kind of know how they're going to jump. Um, and then, yeah, same thing, confusing on jumping, and he would always overshoot or go too close. And it's more pronounced in the later versions, but it was still pronounced enough in be, the the first version. So again, just reiterating a lot of what these are already saying, and some of them were part of this problem. It was not everyone was. For example, let's see, the final section that was just more like stress and what was going on throughout the whole level. Although I guess that could be potentially looked the other way. So anyways, I then had 3 of them do the B, and every single one of them had a quicker time. They also gave it lower difficulty ratings except for Ken, and so then that resulted in being 1.33 average difficulty, rather than, I don't know what it would have been before if there was twos instead for one of them. But yeah, every single person would have smoother jumps. They didn't have to like control the directionality that they were falling every single time, and so every single person had increased their time, and overall their time got closer to the average. And then lastly, for my proposed changes, I am going to, well, the spikes were too close together, so I'm going to spread them out. And the jumps required too much control and maneuverability, so I'm going to work on understanding the tempo of the jumps and the exact spacing better so that the player can run more smoothly. Um, Thank you for watching and have a blessed day.